Good morning and welcome to On the Verge, everyone. My name is Kara Bradley, bringing you these morning messages, these quick snippets of what's going on in my untethered and location-independent life. Today I want to talk to you about your power, my power, and how we sabotage our own potential. And in many ways, how we are afraid of our own power. What we do to slow down, to hold back, to weigh down the enormous energy, the extraordinary intelligence that's running through us. And awareness is key. Knowing about how we hold back, how we shut down, how we block is really the first step to unweighting ourselves and unburdening ourselves. Before we dive in, this episode is sponsored by Amari Global. Amari Global makes this episode possible. Amari Global is the mental wellness company building peer-to-peer networks to bring their best-in-class products around the gut-brain connection to people that deserve to have these extraordinary protocols to lift brain fog, boost energy, to stabilize mood, to build stress resiliency. So stay tuned to the end of this show when I have a brand new giveaway where I am giving away some product. So let's get back to how we weigh ourselves down with stuff, not only physical stuff, but emotional, mental stuff. I talked about it in our last episode, and it's something that is called psychic weight by one of my longtime teachers, Carolyn Miss. I learned about psychic weight, oh my gosh, I have to say, over 20 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. First, a short story that will lead into and maybe spark some of your own stories. For many, many years, I have felt, especially when I was running my business, Verge Yoga, I felt very lonely. Like a lonely leader. I used to call myself the lonely leader. I held everything inside. I carried the burden of this very busy business that ran 7 days a week. And I carried the story of being a lonely leader. Nobody understands me. Nobody understands what I do every day. Nobody understands the burden I carry as a small business owner, as a woman business owner. And I carried this story around me like a cloak. Think about a heavy, dark, heavy cloak. And this story became part of my being until it didn't. Until I decided one day, I don't even know when, it was within the last year, just to put the story down, to take the cloak off and to release it. I didn't need to carry this story anymore. And what I experienced was freedom, was a newfound energy, a brightness, a lightness in my being from not leading with this story in my mind. And that is an example of psychic weight. What Carolyn Mace says is that we have extraordinary insight, right? We have extraordinary wisdom, creativity, energy, intelligence, potential. But we slow down the speed of our strength and potential from moving through us. We slow it down with psychic weight. WEIGHT. And what happens when we carry psychic weight or physical stuff, as I spoke about last week, is that it slows down, or we need to wait, W-A-I-T, longer to manifest what we want. So it's wait and wait. The more weight we have, and I'm not talking about pounds, although, certainly we feel lighter and brighter when we feel lighter and brighter, but I'm talking about psychic weight and stuff weight in our home, in our life. But specifically, psychic weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, makes us wait, W-A-I-T, longer for insight, wisdom, intelligence, flow to happen in our lives. And my story of the lonely leader and the cloak I was wearing is just an example of psychic weight. So what are some of the things that we do to slow down our potential from awakening through us, from moving us in our lives? Well, there's lots of things. We hold these stories about our lives, like I just told you. Distraction and procrastination slow down the speed at which we can move in the world, at the speed at which we can create and manifest our dreams. Of course, there's just the physical, poor food choices, alcohol, not moving, not sleeping, all of those pillars of wellness that and I talk about all the time. Those things slow us down. And it's, oftentimes it's uncomfortable to sit in our power. It's uncomfortable to really understand and realize and believe in our extraordinary light, in our potential to shine. And so we slow it down with poor food, with alcohol, with shopping, with busyness, right? With manufactured projects. Oh, I have to get all this stuff done. I am so crazy busy. I can't think about the power that I have moving through me. I can't give time to that huge aha I had this morning about the direction of my life. No, I'm too busy. I've got all this responsibility. I'm just giving you some examples, things that may spark you and say, oops, yep, I do that. I do that too. These are ways that we slow our power down. It's ways that we sabotage our potential. And oftentimes, my friend, it's because we're afraid of how powerful we are and what we really could do if we let ourselves shine brightly, if we allowed that high voltage energy that I write about, if we allowed that high voltage energy to move through us. And so we mute it, we dull it, we weigh it down. I hope this is making some sense to you. Now, there's other psychic weight that Carolyn Myss talks about. Grudges. Oh, that's a biggie. Holding grudges. It's like one of those cloaks. How many cloaks are you wearing? Right, this is part of our daily practice, is to notice our patterns, our belief systems, our limiting beliefs about he said, she said. These are cloaks. These are heavy armor that weigh us down and slow us down. Psychic energy, not forgiving others. Now, there's other forms of psychic energy, such as trauma, which, this is big, right? So if you've got trauma, physical trauma, we need experts to work with unleashing and knowing how to put down that armor. But knowing it and becoming aware of it is the first step. So I encourage you, if you have physical trauma, to seek out a professional and let them help you to start unweighting yourself. Our lives are too short, our lives are too precious, and the world needs you, us, to shine fully. Right? Buddha said, I am not awake until everyone is awake. We don't win, or I don't win until we all win. I don't shine until we all shine. This is the way it goes. Big, fat truth right there. So, not having the armor, the cloaks, the belief systems, the grudges, the poor habits, the mental pattern of needing to be so busy, all of those will allow us to start to tap into the fire hose. Spoke about that a few weeks ago. The fire hose of power that's running through each and every one of us. Now I want to talk for a moment before I close about having and experiencing all of your power, all of your light. Years and years ago, I took a breath workshop with a great teacher, Ed Harold, and it was pranayama, and breath work is really profound, and you need to do it with a pro because it unleashes and unlocks a lot of stuff. I remember driving home from the breath workshop feeling almost dizzy, so disoriented. I felt out of body is the best way I can put it. And I got home, and my instinct, there was this extraordinary drive to eat, like voraciously. I needed to eat now. And thinking about this, and in talking to Ed about it, my energy was so fluid, so light, so translucent. Because of all this breath work, I had just unleashed this and unblocked so much that I had no ground. I couldn't find my ground. I felt off the ground. And so eating, I was so uncomfortable with it. Eating helped me to ground back down onto the earth. This is just an extreme example of how uncomfortable we feel in our light, in our brightness, when we are fully present. We are so powerful. And in fact, unweighting ourselves from the psychic energy helps us to be more present more often. But it's disorienting. And so we will look for, the side of the pool to go hang on to. We will look for ways to ground ourselves. So I'm just giving you this little story as a kind of a forewarning. As we start to unweight, you could feel like you're swimming out in the middle of the lake with nothing to hold on to. And so we have to do it slowly, bit by bit. Like for me, that breath workshop was probably too much too fast, where I needed to go find my ground very quickly. But recognize that we do things to weight ourselves down, WEIGHT, and it slows down our speed, WAIT, so we have to wait longer for our manifested dreams to come to fruition, for our dreams to manifest. All right, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. This is a biggie. One last thing is that not having stuff, as I spoke about last week, getting rid of physical, mental, emotional stuff, unweighting yourself from psychic weight, exposes us. It exposes us, and there's nowhere to hide. So what happens when we start to untether, untangle, as I am on this great experiment of untangling and unburdening my life, it's going to expose a lot. So just be prepared for that. And remember that you can't, if you're really, really interested in awakening your potential, you're going to have to step beyond your busyness, your chores, your shopping, your habits, your burdens, your grudges, your judgments, your trauma. That we need to expose ourselves out there. And that out there in the middle of the lake is where we start tapping into extraordinary potential, collective insight, wisdom, intelligence, source energy. All right, there it is. There it is. So listen, I am doing something new. I'm so excited to be offering some Amari product as a giveaway for those of you who give this podcast a review. So please take a moment, go give this podcast a review. It could be just one sentence, really short snippet, 5-star review of why you like this podcast, and then just take a screenshot of that, send it to me, Kara@karabradley.net, or DM me on social media and say, hey, Kara, here's my review. I'm going to put those reviews in a little lottery, and I am going to send a lucky someone an Energy Plus, a box of Energy Plus. Energy Plus is a delicious drink. I drink it every morning, hot or cold. It's a $60 value. It improves mental alertness. It increases energy and endurance. It is all natural. There is no synthetics. It is plant-based. And let me tell you, I love my Energy Plus every day. So make sure you give a review. Do it right now so you don't forget. Take a screenshot. Go send it to me via DM or email. The email's in the link show notes as well. And have your chance. It'll be a small pool, I'm sure. Have your chance at receiving an Energy Plus in the mail. Gratis of me. Thank you for listening. Go out there and do your homework, my friend. Learn how you're slowing down your energy. Look at how you're blocking your power. Look at how you're weighting yourself down. And start the process of letting go of that psychic weight. Once again, as always, I am so grateful for you. Thank you for listening. Be well.